Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me today is Trisha Ghoshal. More people will join us, of course, for the discussion. But India has won the match against Australia. A lot of people were very skeptical about this match, calling it the real test for India because they hadn't faced uh, any opposition as strong as Australia. But tonight, Rohit Sharma started off with the bang and made all the difference. The win you see right now, a lot of credit goes to Rohit Sharma for his 92-run knock of 41 balls, 244 run strike rate. I mean, Trisha, I think we should start just as Rohit Sharma started by talking about Rohit Sharma because what a knock that was.
I think that knock, that strike rate basically made the difference. And that
Yeah.
one start over, if you honestly look at the margin with which they lost, Australia lost it completely. That one start over that you can just take out of the equation, and there you go. You will be seeing a completely different, completely different result. The best part was at no point did Rohit look like he's worried about his getting out, or he is worried about the kind of bowlers that he's facing. And he was just brilliant. I mean, I think in this 2024 T20 World Cup, this is the best innings so far. Not of Rohit Sharma alone. If you take into consideration all the innings, um, I think this Rohit innings is right at the top.
Yeah, and I think you say that Rohit Sharma's innings. I also said that obviously that it made all the difference, and I think the reason why it made all the difference was even though Virat Kohli had gotten out, but the strike rate. When you look at the scorecards, right, or
Right.
when you even when I was watching the first innings, right, when I was watching Rohit Sharma bat, and you saw that strike rate going up, up, up. That's very difficult to replicate because this is one of a kind knock. This is not a knock that happens every day. So Australia would have to bat at least two of the openers, or at least one of them would have to bat at an inhumane, strike rate, and that just isn't possible every single day, especially when David Warner came out and left the crease like 6 balls later. So when Rohit Sharma was batting, when the target was set, that's when you knew absolutely right then and there that Australia would have a hard time, chasing this target. Will they do it or not was a different question, but it was stamped right then and there that it would be a very very difficult chase because of what Rohit Sharma alone had done, not anyone else. Of course, all those knocks came later, but Rohit Sharma had already made a huge difference in the first innings. Sagnik here is saying India, hash, dil ko shanti mili. Amartya Chakravarti saying, someone take me to the hospital.
Why? What happened?
He's probably, very excited right now. That's why. Anit Sadhu is saying now the real nightmare for Team India and Indian fans began. That is the knockouts. Yes,
I
that's
was just
difficult.
about to say this, the same thing, Gagi. I don't want to be a
Spoil sport.
spoil sport or somebody who wants to spoil a nice night. But the truth is, yes, we have won and we have qualified for the semis, which was part one. But I'm also not very animated about this victory because A, it does not guarantee that the next time we meet Australia, we are going to win. B,
Yeah,
the other most important thing is honestly, this game had no real context as
significance.
such. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no
Because
significance.
our net run rate was so good that
Yeah,
had we lost this match,
it
if it was
doesn't
a
matter.
close match and had we lost it, we would be just fine. We
Yeah,
would still qualify. But now the thing is now, it's a repeat. The scary part is it's a repeat of the 2012 in the group stage you're invincible, and then suddenly the knockouts come and now it's one bad game, you're done, because India till now has not had a bad game. Bumrah has not had a bad day. um, I don't know, I mean, all the batters are contributing. It's not like everybody has had a bad day now, it has been a collective effort, somebody stepping up. So this is not something which is going down well with me, because I'm a little scared now, because the law of averages will catch up. If it doesn't, I might sound very pessimistic, but the truth is, if it doesn't, I mean, we all will be the happiest ones, but I'm scared that it might.
Because you know what, if the law of averages catches up, it would be at the wrong time now. Today was the match to get the law of averages out of your system, but um, it can be a blessing and a curse because I keep scrolling on social media and I keep coming across these memes or reels that say, uh, that one video, I'm so scared right now, I'm so scared right now, some guy screaming in a movie or something, and that clip is taken, and on top of that the caption is, when I remember what happened the last time India went unbeaten into the finals. And the guy just screaming, I'm so scared right now, but none of you are laughing or paying attention. But anyway, Ishan, your initial thoughts on the match, it was supposed to be the contest for India, but how do you feel now?
Overall, a great performance, Gagi. I think Rohit Sharma as a captain really stepped up. So much talk about Rohit Sharma, but they say these big players come when the team needs them the most. And against Australia, he really stood up. I think that intent was shown, really set that platform and made life really, really easy for the rest of the batters as well. We talk about the bowling. The bowling was again fantastic. At one stage, Travis Head seemed like he was settling in. Glenn Maxwell was playing some shots. But again, this team came together and managed breaking those partnerships and getting back into the game. So overall, a fantastic performance by Team India. But again, we keep talking about this that you know is it going to be the that same repeat of what we've seen in the 50 like in the 50 over World Cup? You win all the way, you reach the finals, and then you don't want the law of averages catching up to you. So hopefully not this time around, Gagi. Hopefully not. This team is looking strong. This team is looking settled, and I guess all we can do is just wish them the best and continue to back them.
Absolutely. Okay, so Anoop Asati, some good news from Anoop. He's saying that finally my son has realized that it is a sport, it is a team sport. Well done, Team India. I'm glad that I hopefully your son let you watch the match because of Rohit and not.
Honestly, the two biggest takeaways from this match would be Anuj's son learning that it's a team sport, while it is
Yeah,
perfect that he's a Virat Kohli fan. And by the way, I'm also a huge Virat Kohli fan. I was extremely disappointed that he got out on a duck. Having said that, the most important thing is, to win. And the second important part was obviously the innings that Rohit played. Yes, when I say it's the second important part, I'm repeating again. This is almost like a group match. So that's why I'm putting Rohit's innings in the second quarter.
yeah. And a sports fan here is saying Axar catch. I mean, that catch was incredible, man. Two
But
catches
we
that
have
made
already seen that catch, Gargi, in this World Cup itself against Pakistan. If you guys have seen it, Gargi, Ishan, don't reveal who took that catch. Let's in the comment section who remembers that against Pakistan, who took a similar catch for India. Let's see if how many can get it right. Write down in the comment below if you remember the name, and it would be extra points for what I don't know, but it will be extra points if you can remember the batter too. Chalo, Gargi.
Yeah, I remember. But I won't say.
Yes.
Anyway, we were talking about Axar Patel's catch. That was an incredible catch. I mean, one-handed the way he and Trisha, Ishan, all three of us having played cricket, we know that the catches that we have to run backwards for are the hardest catches to take because it's not easy to judge where the ball is going to go when you're running backwards, and he did that and then got a one-handed catch that was incredible. Swapnil Mukherjee is saying Shadab Khan.
That's the
We'll wait,
batter. Who was the fielder, Shapnil Mukherjee?
we'll wait for more comments, no, before
Yeah.
we feel. But anyway, what I was saying was Akshar Patel
Hmm.
catch. And then the second, Swapnil, we get it. The second catch that made a lot of difference was Hardik Pandya, wasn't it? That was what did he even do? I didn't even realize.
But
I,
Gagi, it's all these small things that really make that difference, I
yeah,
feel. So if you want to win a
absolutely.
big game against Australia, it's not those wickets as such, it's all these small things which actually add up and give you that extra boost. And I think that's what's made the biggest difference. So the Axar catch, I think these are the moments that define a game. So often we've seen teams get close, but they'll drop your catches, they'll drop that run out, and they've lost that game. So overall, it has to be a culmination of everything. The team has to bat well, bowl well, but a lot of times people don't talk about the fielding. The fielding has to be top class if that team wants to go that wants to go the distance and go that extra mile. So I think it's all these small things in my opinion that really add up, but which actually go quite unnoticed.
In fact, I completely agree on this with Ishan because, Gargi, Australia dropped 4 catches in that Afghanistan match, and that cost them. That cost them badly. Even today, if I'm not wrong, they dropped a easy catch. Australia hasn't been great when it comes to fielding. Today, we also looked like 2, 3 of our players looked like they're completely zoned out. What happened? I don't know. Rishabh Pant didn't go for the catch. Rishabh Pant didn't
He
move
slipped.
those by force also. He didn't go. In fact, Axar Patel took a fantastic catch and then he missed a boundary. That was a very poor judgment from him. There was one other fielder, who was it? I'm not too sure, who fumbled. Hardik was almost going to drop that catch. Jaddu dropped a sitter.
Yeah,
So while, full marks
I
to
think
Axar Patel for that fantastic catch. Sorry?
Jaddu's catch was a little, difficult. He dove in front.
It Jaddu. Now tell me, it was
Yeah,
difficult?
I know. His expectations are high. We
Yeah,
expect a lot from
see,
him, but
had Bumrah dropped that,
difficult catch.
I don't think we would be discussing it, right? Because
Yeah,
I know what you're trying to tell me that the ball was low, so it was almost near the ground that he had to take the catch. But come on, it's Jaddu. Whenever we talk about Jadeja's utility in the team, we put his fielding right at the top. But if he doesn't deliver, then he isn't bowling well. He isn't. Today he was still better with the bat, but then his utility suddenly comes down at least 5-10%. But having said that, yes, I think that one moment when Axar took that catch, we did well. The Kuldeep Yadav catch of Travis of Matthew Wade, if I'm not wrong, it was Matthew Wade. That was a very good catch. Uh, Other than that, yeah, I think we were average on the in the outfield, but catches we were good.
wait, was it? Yeah, no, I think it was Glenn Maxwell, Trisha.
No, it was a left-hander. No, Glenn Maxwell caught out to Kuldeep bowled. I'm saying Kuldeep catch.
Oh, right. Sorry, sorry.
Trisha, what did you think of Rohit Sharma's performance though? Do you think he's going to be able to carry the same momentum now, like for the big two games that are going to follow the semi-final and the final?
Yes, this innings will give him, not like he needs a world of confidence or something, but the way he played, he literally, I mean, there was this one ball to Stark where he stood there and he premeditated that shot, took a little hunch in the batting stance, and the ball was bowled there. He hit it for a six. He was himself laughing. The best part, Ishan, of the innings was that the way that he was enjoying his own innings. When you start enjoying your own batting like that, nobody can stop you. Whether it's batting or bowling, the whole momentum comes from the fact that you're enjoying. There is a bit of, air in your stride. Today, when Rohit was batting, it seemed like he was a man possessed. You did not need anybody else there. You did not need anything. The bowler seemed like bowling machine, and he was all ready. Like he has fed the information as if that this is the ball you will bowl, then this, and he was ready for everything. So I think from here on, it seems like a very bright perspective in the knockout games. And from India's perspective, we need Rohit to fire, and we also need Kohli to
Absolutely.
fire, of course.
And the way that you talked about, the fact that Rohit Sharma seemed like he was enjoying his batting a lot, which reminds me of days when coaches tell you that at one point when you're it happens in international cricket as well, and with professional cricketers, that they at one point in time, because they're so stressed about selections, making their place in the team, scoring this that they forget why they started playing the sport in the first place, that is
Correct.
to enjoy the sport. And when you go out there as an athlete, no matter what sport you're playing, when you're enjoying what you're doing, that's when the best innings or the best performance will come out of you. And that's what we saw from Rohit Sharma, I think, today as well.
Yeah, interrupt Gargi, and I actually wanted Ishan to kind of tell us the match story in West Indies style because I had loved it. Ishan, go for it.
Sorry, a backstory. What, Risha? I didn't get you.
he wants he
Backstory,
wants
no
you to
match story.
he wants you to talk about Rohit Sharma's innings in Jamaican accent.
Oh, right now? Oh, God. That's gonna be. Oh, all right, again. One more time then. All right. What do we say about Rohit Sharma, man? Rohit Sharma is the legend, man. Against the big team, the big player will step up. Hitman has taken Australia out of the World Cup, man. The Aussies are disappointed, man. The Aussies don't know what hit them. Rohit hit them, and how did he hit them? Marvelous, just fantastic. I think Rohit Sharma is in top form. He's come back into top form, man. Watch out. Semi-finals, finals. It's going to be the Hitman show. I hope that is fine.
Oh my gosh,
Fantastic, superb.
amazing,
Guys, did
amazing.
you like Ishan's Jamaican accent? Come on, comment below. Rahul here from the back end is saying he loved it. Ishan, I think you start, you have to start practicing so that you talk in the Jamaican accent. I think that it suits you better than the normal English.
All right.
No, but that's really fun. Ishan is a great sport for doing this and entertaining us all, because I wouldn't have been able to do anything like that. Harsh P here is saying, what an amazing story it will be for Afghanistan. Some of these guys grew up in refugee camps during long war with US after, yeah. These guys learned cricket from India and Pakistan. Amazing. Yeah, it's an incredible story. I think we were talking about this in the morning as well, or was it a 5 at 5 show? One or the other, but we were talking about how, when it comes to Afghanistan, cricket. Oh right. Some of them were saying there were some comments that were saying that Afghanistan purposely lost to India
India,
because,
because of IPL contracts.
yeah, because of IPL contracts, which made no sense. And I brought the same point up, that they have nothing but sport. They have nothing but cricket. They live in a war-torn country. They, like you said, they grew up in refugee camps, and it's a difficult life. It's not like they're getting glamour. They're celebrities or anything. They're only doing it for passion, and for, I think, to survive. Like we all are doing jobs for survival. That's their job. So it's very unfair to say things like that. It's sad. It's very disheartening is what I'm saying.
No, Gargi, now my question to those same people would be, so
Yeah,
Australians also lost intentionally to India because of IPL contracts?
makes no sense.
I mean,
It is.
my problem with a lot of so-called sports fans is the fact that they just say random things like this. It
Yeah,
makes no sense. Like you don't even feel like getting angry because you're like, what are you trying to say? Just think before you're saying. Afghanistan, basically everybody expects Afghanistan to lose every single match. Think of this. Okay, how many among the three of us? I did not think they will defeat New Zealand. Did you think, Gargi?
no,
Gargi? Yeah.
no.
Did you
Yeah,
think, Ishan, that Afghanistan will defeat New Zealand?
Ishan, are you with us?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I'm saying, Ishan, did you even have a bit of uh, hunch or gut feeling about Afghanistan defeating New Zealand?
Afghanistan defeating Bangladesh, you mean?
No, no,
No,
no.
New Zealand. Afghanistan,
Sorry,
Bangladesh
there's
is
a little bit of a
tomorrow.
network issue here.
Uh,
Yeah,
Okay.
come again,
Anyway,
come again, come again, come again.
yeah, I said, did you have any hunch that Afghanistan could defeat New Zealand?
Wait, let me just join back again. Let me just join back again.
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah.
basically, Gagi, what I was trying to say is nobody knew that they were going to defeat New Zealand. Like nobody even expected them to defeat. Everybody expected them to lose in the group stage and just leave, right? And come back for the next World Cup. They were complete underdogs. But see the way they have played, and the way they have arranged their so Afghanistan's story started with Rashid Khan becoming famous. And how did he become famous? He became famous after playing these franchisee leagues, which they need to do. Because that's franchisee league, people take it in a very weird way. Like they keep saying it's the money, it's only about the money and all that. Come on, everybody needs to earn money. How will people run their
Yeah,
houses? So
exactly.
I mean, it's just very, very
Means of
foolish of people
livelihood.
to.
It's their means of livelihood. If they don't do that, maybe they don't have a career to fall back on.
Exactly. I mean, Afghanistan doesn't have brand name endorsements like a Rohit, Shivam Dube, even
Exactly.
Yashasvi Jaiswal has now. And I'm not saying Jaiswal is not a good player. What I'm saying is Jaiswal hasn't even played
There's
a
a
lot for India,
difference.
and he has an ad. Is
There's
that
a
what I
difference
meant?
between people who pick up cricket in India and people who pick up cricket in Afghanistan, because they might not necessarily enjoy the same luxuries that come with cricket that you know certain Indian players would get. So it's
Absolutely.
understandable, but some fans just make it nasty for everyone else. I'm just saying that, which is we can't do anything about it. But freaking awesome is saying India and Afghanistan, most likely the other semi-finalists, are good at playing on tricky slow tracks like Guyana and Trinidad in semi-finals compared to South Africa and England, which is a fair point.
Actually,
Afghanistan,
it's
I
a
think,
fair point.
would have more advantage with their bowling on tracks like that.
Exactly what I was thinking. Batting is one thing, of course, because they will be used to facing the likes of Rashid Khan, Nabi, and Noor Ahmed, but also their
Mm,
bowling.
yeah,
The Guyana pitch, not patch, sorry, the Guyana, it is completely spinner friendly, and it's that slow gripping track. I think.
Could
Look
you
at the
repeat your
variation
question?
also that they have
So,
got. No,
so sorry.
Nabi is an off spinner.
what
Rashid
Could
is
you
a
repeat
leg
your
spinner.
question? What you were asking me?
No, we have
we
moved
I
past
don't
that.
remember.
Ishan, relax. We
Come.
are just we are just talking
I,
about.
Okay.
I genuinely forgot. Like I
Yeah,
don't
I,
even
I think
I,
we're
I
remember.
talking
had
about the
actually forgotten
Afghanistan
what I
team.
was asking.
Something regarding
All right,
Afghanistan.
we're still on Afghanistan actually, and this
Yeah,
time we're talking about how Afghanistan and India are the other two semi-finalists. Likely semi-finalists are good at playing on tricky, slow tracks that we would get in the semi-finals. But me and Trisha said that Afghanistan will have more advantage with their bowlers on slow tracks instead of their
Definitely.
batting.
Definitely, I think they will have that advantage, and Rashid Khan, as they always said, has been that X factor player for them, Gagi. So I think they will try to utilize the captain as much as possible. But overall, I think talking about Afghanistan cricket, I think if they beat Bangladesh tonight, I think it's going to be such a big achievement for them to be in that semi-final spot. I think for a country, this will be a big movement. It's going to be a big change, and I think as a fan of the game, as a lover, as a journalist, I think that's what you want to see. You want all these smaller teams to also come up. So somewhere
Yeah.
inside, I'm really, really happy, and I'm thrilled that Afghanistan is making it. It'll only be amazing to see how far they can possibly go. The semi-final itself is a big achievement, but who knows? Like a lot of people are starting to believe that this might be Afghanistan's moment of change in history for them. At least in cricket. So I think it's tremendous. And if we speak about the spinners as well, definitely there's a lot of talent. You've got Rashid, you've got Noor. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how it all turns out.
As much as I want India to win this World Cup, I want Afghanistan to do very, very well. And
yeah,
if,
true.
if if in any world they win this World Cup, it wouldn't feel bad for some reason. I don't know if I'll get hate for saying that, but
You're
I
right,
wouldn't
because even
feel
I
bad
feel
if
the
it's
same way.
Afghanistan
You're
won,
right. Even I wouldn't feel so bad
right?
about it. Like you want
Yeah,
them to
same
do
here.
well
Even
from
I
your heart.
wouldn't feel so bad. Okay, so here's an interesting stats presented to you by No, I'm not going to say any company's name. I'm going to say our statman, Snehashish Mukherjee's name. Bangladesh with 0 wins in 2 matches have a chance to qualify for the semi-finals if they win by more than 61 runs or chase in 13 overs. That
Who
would
are they
be
playing
that would be
against?
sad. Sorry? Yeah. So tomorrow, okay, people don't get confused. When I say 0 wins, is 0 wins till now. If they
Yeah.
win tomorrow against Afghanistan, no, it's not even tomorrow. It's like in 6 hours from now.
Yeah.
Less than 6 hours from now. If they win by more than 61 runs or chase in 13 overs, then they are through. I mean that is the kind of luck
Funny.
we talk
But
about
I
in
That's a
don't
tough
sports.
think
Huh?
task.
that would
That's a very
happen.
tough task.
But
The 61
Afghanistan at
runs,
this point,
yes.
I don't think they will lose.
But the
What's that?
61 runs is for chasing something in 13 overs will completely depend on,
Yeah, exactly.
how many
Yeah.
runs they're chasing.
Yeah.
And obviously, and the thing is, Afghanistan has a quality bowling lineup, so they won't let you win in 13 overs. No chance.
I
Uh,
doubt it
I
completely. I
hope
mean,
so.
you're right. With that kind of bowling lineup, and everyone's bowling pretty well. It's not like
Yeah.
anybody's out of form as such. So to me, really, like, really difficult for that Bangladesh side, in my opinion.
Unless they've unless they're chasing like 100 runs,
Yeah.
then
Trisha,
Exactly.
but
I'm going to say
what are
chasing
the
100
what
which
are your
seems like
thoughts
a
of
little bit
maybe
of a stretch.
possibly seeing India-Afghanistan final? Do you think that's possible, or do you
oh,
think it might be
that
India-South
would be
Africa?
heartbreaking. That would be
What do you
heartbreaking
think?
for either.
Do you think that like there is an outside chance for Afghanistan to possibly push through?
Afghanistan, they would
Maybe
be up against.
because South Africa tend to choke as well. You never know.
You
So
never
this
know.
is
And
that is one thing about South Africa that has completely changed, Ishan. Even today, when South Africa lost 2 wickets, they were almost on the verge of choking, but somehow they were,
they did not.
held them out then won. Having said that, as freaking awesome said, guys, the usernames that you guys used, freaking awesome. So, as Pretty Awesome said, I think because the wickets will be slower both in Guyana and Trinidad, um, Afghanistan bowlers could prove to be very, very costly for South Africa batters. So I will not completely rule out a India-Afghanistan final. But if India-Afghanistan final does happen, um, I wouldn't mind if India loses. I would be ecstatic if India wins, but I wouldn't. So I wouldn't feel as heartbroken as I felt on the 19th of November if it's an India Afghanistan final and India
Yeah.
loses.
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
Okay. Freaking awesome is saying if the match is washed out tomorrow, Afghanistan will go through, but they shouldn't lose because their RR is still lesser than Australia. What does that mean? They
What?
shouldn't lose. Right?
So, so what I think what Shruti Gautam is trying to say is that if they lose, then their Afghanistan's NRR, which is already less than Australia, will be lesser, even though Australia, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan will be at like all three of them will be on 2 points, but Australia's NRR will be the highest. That's what he means, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Freaking
well,
awesome.
there's an interesting comment that I want to take. Sports
Please
fan
say.
is, although we have a lot of positives, nothing, taken away from that, but sports fan is saying, only thing to ponder would be our finishing was really bad, should have made more with that. Sublime Rohit Sharma knock. Do you think, if maybe Rohit Sharma hadn't scored the way that he did, and maybe he had scored, but with a lesser strike rate, would we have the same score maybe tonight, same total?
It's a
No, of
fair
course
point
not.
made actually. If Rohit Sharma had gotten out in like if he had gotten out early, you never really know Gagi because the Indian middle order would have been exposed early with that new ball. Maybe they would have been under pressure. Maybe they would have delivered. You never know. But you're right. I think the middle order maybe could have possibly utilized that sort of platform a little bit better. But having said that, they already reached such a great total. So how much more could you have possibly done? Maybe that little bit extra, but in my opinion, I feel that I think they did a fair job. I think over analyzing and over understanding the situation does nobody any good. So I think for now, I think they've done a fair job. But who knows, if Rohit Sharma had gotten out early, maybe this Indian middle order would have been exposed, and maybe Australia would have had a better sniff of getting them bowled out for a total of 140, 150.
That's that is a possibility. But Trisha, Ishan, I want to know this from both of you. Uh, is there still a lot more to be desired from Shivam Dube?
WTC Summit. Should I go
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, sure.
So the answer is a straight up yes, of course. I mean, the problem is every time Shivam Dube comes, you are hoping that he will. So today he played an innings, but it wasn't a Dubesque innings, if you know what I mean. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think he's there in the team to take singles, doubles. He's there to hit the ball out of the park, which is not happening for sure. I don't think I would mind seeing him get out on him seeing him get out on while trying to hit a six, but I do mind seeing him fiddling around, fidgeting around, and not really being that confident. Because I'm repeating this. I think I'm being someone who's repeating this statement over and over again, but I'm not seeing his utility. That's my problem, because I genuinely can't see, if he doesn't bat the way he's supposed to, and if he doesn't bowl, then what exactly is his utility in the team? And he's not going to bowl anymore, because these pitches, you don't need him to bowl. You have three spinners and three pacers. In these slow pitches, I'm quite sure you would not need to fill up for those three spinners, and the three pacers among themselves can bowl the rest of the over. So honestly speaking, if it's only about batting, and especially now that Virat has just not performed throughout this World Cup, why not get in Yashasvi Jaiswal and push Virat to three? Because I don't think the way people are talking about Pant's batting will be affected if it comes as four. Pant doesn't even think that much about his batting, because if he did, then he
Yeah.
wouldn't have played a number of shots in in certain situations. When they come off, they look excellent. When they don't, he looks like a fool. But coming in at three, coming in at four, especially in a T20 match, is not going to affect Rishabh Pant. So I would say bring in a Jaiswal, get Kohli to three, get Shivam Dube out of the team. You have your best 11.
Ishan, Shivam Dube, is there, do you expect a lot more out of him?
A lot more actually, Gagi, a lot more. Because when you think of it, there's a batter like Rinku Singh, who's not even in the playing 11, and he's in the standby squad. So it's a little disappointing, especially after we know what potential there is in that dugout. There's Rinku Singh, there's Sanju Samson. Shivam Dube should be doing a lot more. He's basically in this team for his big hitting shots, his power, his ability, which you've seen in the IPL. I think he's been given plenty chances in the last couple of games. He showed some promise, but when you've been given the responsibility to to basically power through, to give your side that powerful end, you want to make sure you're getting a total somewhere around like in those mid 50s or 60s. The 30s don't cut it, especially in the T20 format that we're living in today. 30s don't cut it. Maybe a tail ender can come in lower at the lower end of the batting order, smash a few sixes, get 30 odd runs. So Shivam Dube, being a prominent batter, should be getting much more, especially if the trust has been invested into it. So it's been disappointing. I think it should kick on. 30s won't cut it, and I like Trisha's point of getting Jaiswal in for sure. But I'm not sure how much of that batting order you'd want to change. So I would still suggest, I don't know, maybe it'll be a really brave move to get Sanju Samson in for the semi-final, which is unlikely. But I would still go with that. Maybe get Samson in. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm guessing a lot of people won't agree with this. But changing that batting order up the order right now is not the best way to go in my opinion. I'm sorry.
But why?
Right.
But why? Kohli has been your best batter in T20s at number three, and the impact sub is here. Just after the last argument, I'll give it to the impact sub, our headmaster. Sorry, he's not the impact sub, but he's our headmaster. Um, Gandhi, I do think that Kohli since he has not been performing, his bat is so quiet. See, Sanju Samson at 5 doesn't make a lot of sense, and then you have three right-handers. There are a lot of issues with that, I feel. Bring in Jaiswal, put Kohli down to 3, and just ensure that you have the best 11. You can. All that I'm saying is you can still have a best 11 without Shivam Dube, and getting in Jaiswal
Yeah.
actually helps. But
Yes.
here's the man, the headmaster.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, Boria, welcome to the show. First of all, we were talking
Yeah.
about Shivam Dube. Is there a lot to be left to be desired from Shivam Dube when it comes to performing, when it comes to finishing, specifically? What do you think? First, tell us that.
see, firstly, the practical thing is I don't think there will be any change. After a match like this, when you are in the semi-final, you mean to say you will go and change a thing and you will get in a player who has not had any experience of this particular World Cup? I don't think that's happening. Whether it is Shivam Dube, you and I like it or not like it is not even relevant. That's the most important. Isha, can I have a little bit as well? So, I don't think there will be any further change. I think India is going to go in with the same side. I know people are saying Virat Kohli not in form. Can you get him to 3? Can you push either a Jaiswal, Shivam Dube, Samson, etc.? Gargi Ishan, I don't think any of that is happening. I think India will go in with the same side. I agree to a degree because when Hardik was going for runs today, if Rohit was confident of Shivam's bowling, he could have gone for an over. He did not. Hardik went for 45 of 3 or something like that. Snehashish, 43 of 3. So 43 of 3, you did not go to Shivam. You did not go for a single over to Shivam, which tells me that you are not confident of Shivam. So you are kind of keeping that option, but hand on heart, you are not confident. Having said that, another 27 of what, 20 balls or something like that? 34 of the last game, 27 this game. I don't see any change happening whatsoever against England.
Yeah, Ishan, when you think of the possibilities, uh, okay, Songbit Datta Biswas is saying, can we open with Rohit and Pant for a left-right combination and let Kohli come one down where he is the most comfortable? Do you think that's a viable option, Ishan?
Uh,
I don't think there's going to be
no.
any changes till the end of the World Cup.
Kohli and Pant obviously would be a really exciting pair, but I don't see that happening. I think if they want to go with the left hand, right hand, they'll still go Jaiswal. Jaiswal is in that dugout. He's waiting for an opportunity. So if they want to open with the left hand, right hand combination, they're going to go with Jaiswal up the order with Rohit Sharma and then pushing Virat Kohli down. Talking about changes, yes, I completely agree with Boriada's point as well here. Obviously, Trisha and me suggested a couple of changes, but it makes sense as well when you're moving into a semi-final. So that's why I was skeptical about making a change in the first place, because you're playing a semi-final. This is a do or die game. You can't possibly make a change, and if that doesn't work out, then who's to blame, right? So I think it's debatable, but I think the safer option obviously would be not to make any changes, stick with what you have. But Shivam Dube's performances are definitely concerning, Gagi, and I'm not entirely sure how they're going to go about this, because 2 more games to go, semi-final and final. And if he doesn't deliver when it's really needed, then what do you do next? What's the future? So these are some of the questions that have to be answered. But changes, yes, I think it's pretty debatable at the moment.
Yeah. Songbit is again saying we should talk more about that Axar Patel catch. Me, Ishan, and Trisha did with Boria. We need to know what you think, what you thought of that catch.
I don't
Changed.
think you were born. I don't think you and Ishan were born in 1996. If you go back and check YouTube, check an Adam Bakar catch in South Africa of Sachin Tendulkar. Check that catch. Someone who's watching, whoever's watching, check Adam Bakar catch of Sachin Tendulkar. I think off the bowling of Sean Pollock or one of those players. No, maybe not Sean Pollock. Sorry, 1996. One of those South African bowlers. Azharuddin was at the other end. Tendulkar and Azharuddin. Azharuddin 115. Tendulkar 169 in South Africa. Check Adam Bakar at square leg or mid wicket. He plucked it from thin air. Axar Patel is about 6 feet tall. He jumps up another 2.5 feet, puts his hand up. You're talking about 11 and a half, 12 feet high. That kind of height, single-handed, the jump to perfection, defying the laws of science. You are crashing down with the third, you don't let the ball go, you hold it, defies every scientific basis. That was an incredible moment in the match. Mitch Marsh and that Kuldeep Yadav delivery of Glenn Maxwell, I thought was poetry. And Rohit Sharma, 2023, caught Travis Head, dismissed. Today, Travis Head caught Rohit Sharma, bowled Jasprit Bumrah. The full cycle comes together, poetic justice for the Indian captain. In many ways, the cricket gods can't be as unkind on Rohit Sharma twice in a row. So this win will be one of those wins. So Axar Patel with that catch, defying every law of science, set it up.
And that catch was special enough, but what made it even more special, in my opinion, was the fact that he was so close to the boundary. He could have easily lost his balance and gone over the rope, but he really held on to that catch, did he not? Freaking awesome is saying it's a test match, right? I remember a catch, but it was the final dismissal in that innings.
That is right. Tendulkar was the last man dismissed. Adam Bakhar plucks it from thin air, and the commentators were in shock. Sachin was in shock. He had come down for a run. He couldn't believe his eyes. It was much like Mitchell Marsh's catch today. You can go and check that on YouTube. I'm sure you'll get that footage. This was incredible. And Gargi is absolutely correct. Mitchell Marsh could not believe it. Axar Patel was inches, and if you go and check, T. Dilip, the fielding coach, is actually behind Axar. He's
Yes.
standing there, and his hands go up, and he couldn't believe. So Axar clearly gets that fielding medal. No surprises, but that was an incredible moment in the game.
Another catch, Boria, that was not just as incredible, but close to it, was Hardik Pandya's one-handed catch as well.
Yeah, but that was a simple one. That was actually, I mean, a simple one because he juggled it. The ball went straight to him. He juggled it and then caught with one hand and threw it up. But it was a fairly simple dolly. The
Yeah.
moment Marcus Stoinis came out to bat, one was sure that Stoinis doesn't play spin well, and he doesn't read Kuldeep Yadav very well. Against the left arm wrist spin, he will be suspect. And to get the left arm spinner was a smart move from the captain. Straight up spin, Marcus Stoinis always will have a chance. And that's what happened. Once that wicket, the wicket was Glenn Maxwell. 10 and over, that's all Australia needed. And at one point, the score predictor was showing 51-49 in favor of Australia. That wicket of Kuldeep Yadav, even after Marsh, Australia had the game. That Kuldeep Yadav ball, pitching on leg, taking off, slowish ball with the revolutions, with the loop, it was a tribute to Rohit Sharma. It had to happen. In some days, some cases, some games, the cricket gods can't be as unkind on Rohit Sharma, who is a true devotee of the sport. I'm delighted for the captain.
Absolutely. And Karthik here is saying that Travis को इंडिया से पता नहीं क्या दुश्मनी है. Today he almost took the game away from us. He did. I mean, in the beginning it looked like he did because he was really blazing fire with his bat. Ishan, what did you think when you were watching Travis Head bat like that? At one point, maybe Australia have this in the bag.
Yeah, I think when he was batting, he was looking really good. And I think for a second, all of us were quite concerned there. All of us were getting reminded of that 50 World Cup. And we all were thinking, oh no, is it going to happen again? But yeah, I think somehow it's that gear, it's that extra switch. When they play for their home side, somehow against India especially, they feel like performing, they feel like doing well. And that is why Travis Head once again almost seemed like he was taking the game away from them. But hats off to the Indian team. I think it's about holding your nerve, it's about holding that moment and not letting it go. So once they got Glenn Maxwell out, once they got the wickets, the wickets started tumbling, and that's what's important, right? Once you get one, make sure you try to get two, make sure you try to get three. And after a point of time, the Aussies started choking. So that's what happened. But yeah, I think Travis said it can't always happen, can it, Gargi? I think he had his moment. It was Rohit Sharma's moment. It was the Indian team's moment today, and that's how it should have been, I feel. And I'm glad it turned out that way.
Yes. Freaking, okay, yeah. Anup Asati here is saying, Rohit's reply to left arm pace bowlers is, Tum galti se dikh mat jana. And I love this because everyone keeps saying that Rohit Sharma has a weakness against left armers. He got out to them, etc., etc. But I mentioned this in one of the past shows as well, that Rohit Sharma, this World Cup, although he did get out to left armers, I think, I'm not sure how many times, but every time that he did get out, it was not because of the bowling. It was always either the pitch or something, but it was not the left arm bowler, is what I'm trying to say. I explained that in much more detail, but I don't remember what I said, so I won't replicate it now. But Boria, what would you say about this? Rohit Sharma saying, "Tum galti se
I,
dikh mat
I,
jana."
I will say that Gargi went from A to B, B to C, C to D, and then said, I'm back to square A. That's what I will say. But yes, he got out to Saurav Netrawalkar. He got out to Fazal Haq Faruqi. And against Pakistan, he got out to Shaheen, I reckon, right? So I
Yeah,
think thrice he's fallen to left-handers. But I get your point that it was not the left-arm fast bowler who gave the wicket. Either it was Rohit throwing it away or because of the nature of the pitch. So there was no weakness against
exactly.
left-arm pace. That's what Gargi is trying to say. It's 12:30, so clearly it's time for Gargi to hit the bed. That's the truth. So I will not want to prolong this because she has clearly, if you take a mathematical diagram, Gargi is clearly fading away.
Okay, we'll take some final questions and then end the show. Songbit Datta Biswas is saying Gurbaz and Zadran now have a huge responsibility of delivering big for the war-torn people of Afghanistan.
Hundred
Ishan, you were
percent,
just
Kagi. 100%. I think cricket is something that binds a nation together, and if Afghanistan can pull a miracle off, which they can, I think they will beat Bangladesh. They will reach the semi-finals. But if they can go further, oh my God, I think it's going to be history. And after that, you can see a lot more youngsters in Afghanistan taking up the sport. They're going to be idols to look up to. There's going to be Mohammad Nabi. There's going to be Rashid Khan. And I think that's what you want. You want the sport to grow. You don't want it to be consumed by just 4 countries or 5 countries. You want Afghanistan in. You want Nepal to play. You want all of these countries to play and contribute to the sport called cricket. So I think it's going to be big for them. It's something that they'll need, and it'll be a source of inspiration for the nation. I think doing well in the World Cup will bring joy to that nation, which probably has not seen too much in the recent years. So I think it's going to be big, and that's why, as a fan, as a journalist, as a human being, you want to see Afghanistan do well. So I hope they do well.
Yeah, but why are you guys not talking about Bangladesh? For Bangladesh also, it can be a massive moment. Joy Bangla. I mean, if Mahmudullah Riaz and Shakib Al Hasan and Nazmul Hussain Shanto decide to play their best and beat Afghanistan by 61 runs, they can go through. So why not for Bangladesh? Everybody will start singing Joy Bangla. So all possibilities are on. A Bangladesh win less than that, Australia go through. So for tonight, the Bangladeshi community in Australia are guest citizens in every Australian breakfast place. So tomorrow it's free breakfast if you're in Melbourne or Sydney. If you're a Bangladeshi fan, just walk into any breakfast place in Melbourne and Sydney and say, your fate is in our hands, so feed us. So you can absolutely say that. So if you're an Australian fan, all you need to do is welcome the Bangladeshis and say, boss, we will tour your country. We will tour your country and play 2 extra matches. Do it for us. And if you're an Afghanistan fan, you can do 2 things. You can thank India and say, Rohit Sharma, you are brilliant. And also then tell that, my players, we have our fate in our hands. We are not Australia. We don't depend on others. We have our fate in our hands. Rashid Khan, go lead and get it done. And if you're Shakib Al Hasan, you will say, I have screwed up the entire tournament. It is my chance at redemption. I will sing that song, redemption song, and win this for Bangladesh. So what a match that promises to be. Watch the Euros. Let me give you the ninth plan. If you're a football fan, watch Croatia versus Italy. Then get up and watch Brazil and also watch Afghanistan and Bangladesh. And if you're Gargi, you say Boria is talking complete nonsense. I need to sleep.
No, I'll wake up and watch the morning match. No, cricket one.
Which one is that match?
Bangladesh, Afghanistan.
Good job, Gargi.
You're talking as if I don't know basic things.
No, because you're sleepy. That's there.
All right. On that note, it's been fun. Thank you so much, Boria, Trisha, Ishan, for joining us for this show, and to everyone who's watching. Keep supporting us.
Gargi, Rohan is saying Rohan, Snehashish, and Rahul and Swapnil aren't being mentioned.
Yes.
They're very unhappy.
No, everyone who's involved in this live. Thank you so much for Uh, we all had a wonderful time, I hope. And to everyone watching, please keep supporting us and our huge team. We put a lot of effort in, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Good night. See you tomorrow.